Once upon a time, in the lands beyond Mirkwood, in the lake town of Esgarth, there was a grim-voiced and grim-faced man named Bard. He was a descendant of Girion, Lord of Dale, whose wife and child had escaped down the running river from the ruin long ago. Now he wielded his great bow, protecting the settlement of Esgarth. Yet news came that a group of dwarves and a hobbit were traveling to their town on their journey to take back Smaug's treasure. Smaug was an especially wicked and greedy dragon that descended from the north, murdering the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain and stealing their treasure to guard it nearly forever. Soon a deafening sound was heard, a sound that sent shivers down the spine of little Bard.
The dragon has come, or I am a fool! To arms!
Smaug, an especially wicked and greedy worm, one that had claimed hundreds of lives, was attacking Esgarth, the place to which he held loyalty and duty. He boldly took his post as an archer.
Black Arrow, I have saved you to the last. You have never failed me, and I have always recovered you. I had you from my father, and his father before him, and he from old. If you ever came from the forges of the true king under the mountain, go now. Speak well.
The arrow whizzed through the air into the hollow of Smaug's left breast. A deafening final roar emerged from the beast as it fell directly toward the lake town of Esgarth. He had done it. He had slain the great dragon which had felled the great warriors of old, the dragon which had driven the king under the mountain from his domain. However, Bard disappeared under the murky waters of the lake with the dragon, and that was the end of Smaug, but not of Bard.
I am Bard of the line of Gorion, and I am the slayer of the dragon!
As he walked toward the wounded men of the lake, strange glowing words appeared above him, and they said,
Hello there, young ones. My name is Gandalf, and I'm here to break down what just happened. So far, our hero Bard has slayed the beast that is Smaug, almost leading to his death. Fortunately, he emerged from the lake victorious, as he was alive and Smaug, well, not so much. Firstly, let's break down the skills he used here. According to Dhanish, during the Black Arrow scene, he showed his skills of being a skilled archer. He killed Smaug, who would have destroyed the entire town if he had been left alive. Next, let's analyze his character. According to Supra, what this Black Arrow scene shows us is that Bard has a very low neuroticism, meaning he's a very courageous person and doesn't fear too much. Both of these 2 points shape the rest of his adventure because of rest of the adventure because of Bard's courage and skills as an archer.
Well, that was strange, to say the least. Aside from that, the time after the attack wasn't anything short of harsh. As winter rolled around, everything got worse. Crops could barely survive, living conditions worsened, and so on. And all of this happened without a single person batting an eye. Not even the idea of calling for help brewed in the mind of the villagers. Yet, once again, Bard saved the day. He had speedy messengers sent up the river to the forest to ask the aid of the king of the elves of the wood, saving not only him, but his people as well. Hey, it's that glowing text again, but it says something different now. It says,
Hello again. Boy, do I love interrupting. Well, enough with the jokes, and let's get on with the analysis, shall we? So, to break down this scene, it's pretty simple. Bard, our hero, has seen the troubles the village has been facing due to the harsh winter and the fact that most of their important resources and buildings have been destroyed. What does the rest of the village decide to do though? Nothing. What does Bard do? Send out messengers to take action. The villagers haven't helped him one bit so far, and still he tries his absolute hardest for them. According to Supra, this kind of nature does a lot in terms of getting the story going due to how it guides all of Bard's decisions and actions in the future.
What is up with those random cuts? Anywho, our young hero bard is seeking help. Financially, not for himself, but for his people. He goes to Thorin to ask for a share of his treasure, yet he denied.
Oh my gosh. The wealthy made pity right onto the needy, who befriended them when they were involved. But this isn't the right at all. We helped you when you were in a time of need, and you chose to repay us with nothing. Nothing! You should not depart from it until you can call your side a truth. I declare your mountain besieged. We will have a parlay, as we will bear no weapons against you. But we have to you your gold. You may eat that.
Well, I guess they're fighting now. Wait, the text is back again. Hold on, if I don't try to read the next weird time, the glitch won't happen.
Okay, I promise this is the last time. So, as we're closing in on the end of our tale, let's get a recap of what has happened so far. Firstly, Bard kills the dragon Smog. Then, once winter hits, he sends men to seek for help. And now, finally, once the village is in somewhat decent condition, he asks Thorin for some financial aid. Throughout his adventure, Bard has shown traits of both contractarianism and utilitarianism, according to Ashaz. What are those, you may ask? Well, they are both quite simple. Contractarianism is the belief that there is a social contract that every living being must follow, such as you shouldn't kill another just for the sake of killing, and if someone were to help you in a time of need, then you should help them. The second is shown while he argues with Thorin, because in his mind, he and his people had helped them on their journey, so Thorin and his group should help Bard and his people. Secondly, the philosophy of utilitarianism is shown in the same scene. Bard does try very hard to negotiate peacefully, but in the end, he has to threaten Thorin with an attack, because in his mind, his people are more important to him than Thorin and his group. This is the very definition of utilitarianism, valuing one group of people over another due to sheer numbers. So, in conclusion, these two moral principles have guided many of Bard's interactions with others.
Again with the stupid cuts! Well, I guess that's the end of this whole ordeal, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So hopefully you understand the character Bard now fully. His behaviors, personality, character traits, job, etc. All helping the overarching plot of The Hobbit and how the resolution pans out.